Hey guys, and welcome to the second part of this tutorial about procedural graphs in Substance Designer. As I just said, this is the second part of the tutorial, so if you haven't seen the part 1, take a look at my YouTube channel and watch it. If not, you are going to miss lots of information. So the goal of this tutorial is to make a procedural graph which look like that. Something which we can tweak directly with some parameter like the density that you can check, the length of the graphs, etc. Many things are customizable. So in the first part, what we did is first define the main shape, the primary shape, like a part of the green grass and also a part of dry grass. Then we build an FX map here in order to place the part randomly. Now what we're going to do, which should be easier than the first part, is just to colorize all this stuff and to blend them together, then to expose parameters so you or the artist in your team can set up and tweak the grass the way they want. So what I did, I just added something that I didn't do last time. In the FX maps, in the parameter that we can tweak, no, I didn't do it. I wanted to add some stuff, to add some random in the luminosity, because right now it's quite neutral for each grain, and that's something that I want to tweak a bit, so it will give the feeling that there is more depth as well. So how can we do that? Sorry, is by using random once again. So what you can do here, I have a flow which is 1, which is perfect. So what I could do is just to put a random this way, which already works quite well. As you can see, you already have some settings, but maybe it's too dark sometimes. You know what? It seems to work really well. So I think I will keep with that. So actually, we will see in case we will tweak it later. But what it does right now, it shows a luminosity which randomizes between 0 and 1, and seems to be quite cool. So I will leave it this way. So let's go back here. So here, what I done, I just add a level. Here I have my fixed map. I just add a level and I click on auto level just to go from something like this to that, to give just the maximum, to use all the light values. For the FX map, I did one for the from this. I don't go into the detail because basically it's the same that with few parameter tweaking, and once again I added a level. So right now we have to blend that together, so it shouldn't be that difficult. So what I did first a gradient map. I won't redo it here. I took this value, you see 4 value. What I did basically is I took the grass, my grass image. Sorry, it's not on the same screen. So I took my grass image, if I can find it again, here, and I found for the darkest value, I look at the lower value here inside, and I try to mix and choose and pick the color for each of them like that. So it's really up to you. You can tweak and play with it to get the result you want. What you can do is, for example, here I will plug it directly into the grass. It's not that bad. That's something that I like. The thing is, it's too brown here, but it will be, as it will be mixed with that, we'll see it better. So what we can do is, what we have to do first is to blend this together, this and this, knowing that generally the dry grass is a bit lower. We are going to use the 8 map here as a mask, but in order to use it in a more contrasty way, we can use what we call an histogram scan, which is like a level, but that here, this one, but that's where you can pick the level more in an easier way. So I have to plug it here, sorry. So here you don't see anything because by default the position is 0.5, which gives you the same result. And then from that you can choose a higher value, and especially higher the contrast. So you see, then with that you can control how contrasty the mask is. So it's quite handful. So what we will do right now is create a blend node here, plug the dry grass below the green grass, and use the histogram scan as a mask. Here we just have a problem because I have to put, yeah, what I will do right away, you know, here as I say I used a gradient map for the green grass, and I made one also for the dry grass, and as you see the color are a bit more orange, yellowish. It's normal because if you look at this stuff, they are more yellowish, brownish, so that's the kind of color we want. Once again, that's something you can adjust to your needs. But I do it right now because, as you say, if not, I have a problem here because I try to plug a color node with a grayscale node, and it doesn't like that. So let's put some color right now. Okay, so right now you see we start to see here, and this I will plug directly here. Okay, so that's quite cool. We start to see interesting stuff like the small particles here. They may be too small, so I will go here in the parameters of the FX map and try to fix it now. So if I go here, as I say, I exactly expose the same way than before, and I think I have to play a bit with one of these parameters, which are the offset, and the offset, as we have seen, is this one is controlling the length, this one the width. So here you start to see that it gives a bit more volume. That may be something that we want to expose later, so I will put it this way right now because I like that. So I think we're we're here. So we start to get something interesting here. So what I will do right now is also put a normal map and be sure that here I will change my material. What I will do right now, just so we see a bit here, yeah, I have this blend parameter that gives me interesting. It's a bit too shiny. Let's remove all the material reflection. We don't want that, and it's not that glossy. So yeah, you have a bit of volume. At the end I will put it in physically based just so we can see the result and compare, but so far it's enough to work. So here we see that we start to get something interesting. What I don't like is that the color is really uniform, so an easy way to do that right now is to use, for example, a Perlin noise that we'll use as a mask. For example, this one should be fine. Let's see. This one should be fine. And from this one, what I will do, I will use a hue saturation light, and this one I will change a bit the hue to something a bit more yellowish, like that. And I will add a blend node like this, and add the Perlin noise as a mask. This way I have a mix of color. It's subtle, but it adds a bit of variety in your diffuse. So I'm quite happy with what I have here. Once again, that's something here. So for the color, it's quite fine. We have something here. I will move that here. Try to be more subtle with the. So for the color, we are quite happy. You see, we have something cool here. What we will just do is just add Hue saturation here. We won't change it now, but we will expose it later. So if the user wants to change the color, he can play with this and change the lightness, for example. Not too much, but that's something you can play with. More the saturation. So here, I'm quite happy with what we have. So right now, what you can do is take this and create a frame to say, and you call it color. Here we go. So here we have something which works, that you can use in a game. I will right now add two outputs, so you can do spacebar O another time, and one, and I will make it work for physically based. So you choose one of them that you call roughness, and we'll call it. We will add a usage which is roughness. If I can find it here, and you choose the second one, and we call it metal. If you know about PBR, you know what I'm speaking about. If not, I invite you to look on the net, physically based, or even on some tutorials. So here I specify it to metallic. So what I do right now, as it's not metallic at all, what you do is you create a uniform color. Basically what it says, if it's black it's not metallic, if it's white it's metal. So I just plug it this way. And here for roughness we'll try two stuff. Same thing, the whiter, the rougher, the darker, the most glossy. So we'll try with something like that, because actually I will create another level, because it doesn't have to be really glossy. So what we'll do is that we'll plug it, and one of the things we want to do directly is to say no, I want it to be white, this like this, for example. And we'll make an essay, a test. Here you don't see it directly, you have to view in 3D mode and to change the shader to physically based. One thing I have to change again is the edit button, and put maybe the ambient to white, the light color maybe to something lighter. Not sure if it works. So what I will do as well is to change the environment map to something a bit more effective. I like the bonifacio. Yeah, it seems to work. It's not crazy, but it works. So here I may... Okay, I may change that a bit. Okay. So here we go. So I think for the grass we are quite happy with that. If I compare to this, you see that we are quite close, except fewer parameter to tweak, but that's what we are going to expose now. So as we say right now, we have done the substance. We are quite happy with this. What we want to do is to offer the player ways to tweak everything easily. So of course you can go to each parameter inside the substance and tweak them directly, but generally you want to export it and as an SBS AR, which is like a package. And so for that you have to expose some stuff. So for example, I could expose I could go... Generally what you want to do is to start from the beginning and see, hey, what can I expose? The shape, the basic shape here, I don't want to touch too much. What we can play with, for example, is we can think about playing with the directional warp to say, hey, maybe something with 50 could be cool. You see, it's more curvy. So that's something that may interest you to tweak, to have something either really straight or really curvy. So that's something that I would like to expose. So what I will do, I will say, okay, you right click on it and it's expose parameter, you say intensity, and here I will say you can put a prefix, so you can say Um, Curviness, I will call it underscore. Maybe we'll change it later, but at least it will give me some options. So here, this will be the name of the parameter. If I continue the blend, I don't want to play too much with that. Even that we could, but as we play later with the height here, maybe we'll tweak it later. So what I want to do is to expose many different things here. First, what I want to expose is I'm going into the FX map, and here what I want to expose is the number of grass you want to put. That's something, of course, that is quite important. So once again, what you can do is expose this way. So you say, hey, I think even no, here you cannot. So yeah, you choose by here, and you say expose, and we call it say new, and call it grass density, which will be used as the name of the variable, not the under label so far, but you can change it after. So grass density, okay, and okay. So in theory, if everything works well, it's maybe not the case. No, it doesn't happen here. So what we'll do the contrary. We'll create a parameter here that we will grass underscore density. I put the underscore because I'm afraid it makes a mix. Grass density, and it says it's a float. That's what we want. So right now, once it's done, I go back into my FX maps here, and I say, hey, iteration expose. What I will do is I don't know if I do expose if I take it here. No. So we are going to do another way. We're going to create an empty function, go into the empty function, and we are going to say variable get float, and here in the list, do we have it? Yes, grass density. So, and you set this as output. Maybe I have to say variable get float. So look down. Let me check how I did that. So here, iterate, it's exposed, and oh, get integer. Exact, it's an integer here. It's not a float. So my bad. So what we do, we go back here. Here we say sorry. First, in order to break, I will say we go here, I will clear that. I'm going back here. I go to the interface here, and grass density, I say no, not a float. It's an integer, and just one integer, integer 1, and it will be set with a slider. Okay. So we go here. We enter inside, iterate, empty function. We go inside the empty function, variable get integer, sorry, my French accent, and we say grass density, and this time we can put it this way. Of course, so far as it's controlled by this parameter, grass density, and right now it's 1. You see that right now it's controlled by the interface, so I will say minimum, maybe not 0, 50, maybe, let's see. 50, it's not a lot, huh? And you see at the same time I have something that I don't like, is that it's disappearing way too fast. So we'll fix this after, maybe. So first let's say 150, I think it's a good start once it will be fixed, and the max 2000. Sorry, minimum Okay, so right now, if for the user, how it will look is like that. So from 2000 to 100. Actually, it works well when there is way more stuff, but I don't know if it's here. But I think that's something I don't like. It's too dark, so I will put something like the the brownish part a bit lower, and it should help. And this I will put way like that. So the grass it's a bit greener, and the root is dark, but it's better this way. So it was just fixing the color here. Sorry, I noticed that it makes a lot of bad noise when I do that. So we have the grass density, so quite cool. Let's continue. I go back to the FX map here. Oh. Control E. I was clicking on. So the iteration, we are happy with that. Right now what we can do is go to the quadrant, as we have lots of stuff. We have some stuff we want to expose. So first of all, here, what is that? Let's see. I think it's the rotation, you see. So what I want first is see why it's important to add frames, because if you don't do it, you don't know what when you come back what is doing what. So this is the rotation. So I don't know if I want to expose it. It could be interesting if you want to give a. Actually, yes, it's cool because you see you can specify how random is the duration. So if you want to control a bit how it goes, maybe you want. If you don't want, you put it to full one. So I will expose that. So once again, when you're on FX maps, you cannot directly expose this way. So what you have to do is to create a get float here. Flow variable get float. I won't plug it now because I didn't set it up the other way. So I will go back here and say create a new variable, which is a float one. This time it's fine. I will set it up between 0 and 1 because -1 will do the same than 1 basically. And I will call it, I will put an identifier and I will call it rotation randomness. So you see it's here. Let's go back here. I can go directly here and I say rotation randomness, and now I plug it here. So by default I think it's set to 1. Rotation, yeah, so right now I have the control on that, which is cool. I prefer this way because I want it like that, but okay, let's continue. Let's go back here. This we can delete, we don't need that. And you see, basically that's what we will do, is adding get float, creating the variable and plugging the variable. Here for example, for the size we have to float, we made this one for example. What does it set? You see, it's really interesting. It's I want it thin like that, and actually I prefer that this way. So once again, we know get float variable get float. We know that here we will plug it. This one, what does it do? I think our maximum, we keep it like that, and this one we won't touch it. Once again here, I think it's for the thickness, the length. So really interesting. So once again, I create another get flow here. I put it here. So remember, we have two to create, this one and this one. Go here and two variable to create. Here we go. So thickness and length. Okay, so they both have a name. I go back here, and right now we say this one is okay. This one is the thickness. So go here. It should appear. thickness. Okay, nice. And here, this one is length. So delete that, not anymore. Finally, what do we have here? I don't think it's useful, but let's see. The offset. No, actually we don't care. Actually, whoa, nice, huh? Oh, if you want to make like some, I don't know, crazy stuff, but that's not really interesting. Luminosity, we say that's fine. This way it works quite well with just a random. So let's say we are done with that. What we'll do right now is go here, do the same with the dirty one. So let's go inside. The iteration, do we want to change it? I think yes, same problem. You want to be able to think how dirty is your grass. So let's go here, create an empty iteration, create an empty function. Let's go inside and say variable get integer. We say as it's a number, it's an integer. We go back here. We create once again another function that we will call right now. Dry grass density. We go back here. Oops, we forgot to put it. Dry grass density has to be an integer. We say integer 1. And here, dry grass density set as output. Node, bam. So far it's a bit low, but we'll change that. Do we want to change something else here? I don't think so, not that much. Oh yes, maybe one thing that we want to play with. It should be either this one. So sorry, I'm a bit messy, but if we want to see it, we have to put a number which is a bit. Okay, something like that will be fine. So here we can see better. So let's go back here and we say maybe we want to play with this one. Yeah, it's the length of the. So we want to expose that. So get float, and I think we want to expose this one as well. Yeah, you see it's how thin it is. So yes. So get float again. I will get float. So we have these two that we are ready to be plugged. We just have to go back here and create two new exposable value. So length, dry grass length, and here dry grass thickness. Here we go. We go back here for the last time. So we say that control the length apparently. So dry grass length, and we replace. And here we have the thickness, dry grass thickness. Here we go. So we are more or less done. The last thing we want to do is to organize a bit this part, because as you say there is lots of value. So what we'll do is we'll make first two groups, one for grass and one for dry grass. So how to do that? You just type in group, here you go in the parameter, you type grass, you say okay, control C, you go to this one and you type grass again, grass, rotation randomness, I think it's for grass again. length, I think it's for grass. And dry grass, dry grass, dry grass. So here, cool. Dry grass. And you do the same. Okay, so we start to get something a bit more organized here. When you click here, you just see the parameter in the way they are going to be exposed. So here we see that we forgot thickness, for example. So thickness is here, so we put grass. Okay, so right now what we just want to do is first say, let's place them in the logical order because we like our artists. So you want to plug the density first, maybe the curviness, the rotation, maybe the thickness and the length below the density. So grass, length, thickness, curviness, and rotation randomness is fine. And here density, length, thickness. Yeah, it's good. The last ultimate thing you want to do is maybe to change the name, put a better label. So for example, you want to put just thickness here because we are already in a group. So thickness, length, so its label is the name that is going to be displayed. If there is nothing, it's just take the name of the identifier. You may know that, but who knows? So density. Okay. Rotation randomness. So I think there is not. I will do it the same way. Curviness intensity. I will do the same because not different way to call that. And length thickness, just density here that I will change. I will just put density. Okay, so right now what you have to do is just to test a bit. So we have our tool here, so what we can do is go to grass and say, okay, let's check the density. Okay, I want to put way more, for example. I will diminish the length. Thickness, I will do something like that and add a bit more. Curviness, I will put a bit more. So we start to get something interesting. What I don't like, and I will check, is the color. It's way too light, so maybe what I've changed. And the rotation randomness, so here I will leave it to 1. Then dry grass density. So you check it. What you want to do is you check the minimum and the maximum to get something that makes sense. The length we are going to make a bit lower, still, because on the thickness you don't want to do something like that. So here, for example, I get something that starts to be quite interesting. What is maybe missing is the color that I did here. Some color changed. So I will do it again this way. And actually it wasn't that bad when it was like that, with the brown going a bit higher. This is something that you can play with and adjust the way you want for your needs, so nothing here. Another last thing we want to expose maybe, but I won't do it here because you get the point, is to expose the maybe the hue saturation value here. So once again, if you do it, you have to cap it, because if you go here it will look like something really weird. But you can say, okay, I will go up to here, for example, 0.45 to 0.55 maybe. No, so it's not a lot, but it could add a bit. And finally what you can do is the same for the dry grass here, expose some stuff. So once you have done that, you just have to save your work and finally generate a package. So you go here. Sorry, just have to go. Okay, here we go. You just go here, you save, and you just publish what you want to publish. And you save it and wherever you want with the name you want. It will ask you the name you want to give and the pixel size and the random seed. You click OK, and it will generate you a SBS AR that you can use, for example, in Unity or UD Unreal or wherever you want. And right now we finally have what we want. So a grass that you can tile the way you want. You can choose the thickness, the length of the grass, something maybe like that. You can a bit more thinner, so you can really adjust it. So I hope it's useful for you. I will just put that a bit lower just to add a bit of variation. So I hope it has been useful. As I didn't check, but as you will see if you look at the materials, edit, if I push the tiling, you see that it's tileable, of course, so it works with the number you want. Lots of parameters. I hope you learned some interesting stuff. The second part was easier than the first one, but still interesting, I guess. Please remind to expose key parameters for the artist, as it's really the power of Substance, is to give some controls, and that's it. So I hope you like the video. If you like it, don't hesitate to share it and give me some feedback. Thanks a lot.